In exploring the intricate landscape of human cognition and perception, few theories have garnered as much attention and acclaim as those proposed by Karl Friston. Renowned for his work on the free energy principle, Friston offers a comprehensive framework that seeks to explain how the brain processes information, minimizes uncertainty, and maintains stability. The questions driving our exploration touch on some of our most fundamental questions. How does the brain understand of the world? How do our perceptions and actions align with reality? How do we integrate new information into our consciousness? These questions are not merely academic. They touch on the fundamental processes that underpin our everyday experiences and interactions with the world. Karl Friston, a distinguished neuroscientist and psychiatrist, has significantly advanced our understanding of brain function through his pioneering work. His theories are rooted in the idea that the brain operates as a predictive machine, constantly generating and refining hypotheses about sensory inputs to minimize prediction errors. This process, known as predictive coding, is central to Friston's free energy principle, which posits that biological systems strive to maintain their states by minimizing free energy, a measure of surprise or prediction error. Friston's work extends beyond theoretical models, offering insights into practical applications such as understanding psychiatric disorders, developing artificial intelligence, and improving brain-computer interfaces. By examining Friston's theories through specific triadic relationships, we gain a deeper understanding of how the brain maintains equilibrium, reinforces behaviors, and adapts to its environment. Through this lens, we can appreciate the brain's remarkable capacity for continuous learning and adaptation, offering profound insights into the very nature of human cognition. Coexistence and equilibrium. Coexistence within Karl Friston's framework refers to the relationship between predictions made by the brain, the sensory inputs it receives, and the minimization of prediction errors. Predictions are hypotheses about what the sensory input will be. Sensory inputs are the actual data received from the environment, and prediction errors are the differences between the predictions and the sensory inputs. In predictive coding, the brain is seen as continuously generating and updating these predictions to reduce the errors. Friston describes this dynamic process as the brain's effort to minimize surprise by using an internal generative model to predict sensory inputs. This ongoing interaction between predictions and sensory inputs reflects the coexistence necessary for maintaining a minimized prediction error, ensuring the brain's model of the world remains accurate and functional. Equilibrium, on the other hand, pertains to homeostasis, where biological systems strive to maintain stability despite external changes. In this context, homeostasis involves the regulation of internal states to keep them within viable bounds. When there are deviations from these stable states, corrective mechanisms are employed to bring the system back into balance. This continuous adjustment process is crucial for sustaining life and function. Friston articulates this principle by stating, homeostasis is maintained by minimizing variational free energy, thereby ensuring biological systems remain within their viable bounds. Thus, equilibrium involves a dynamic balance where deviations are constantly corrected to maintain stability and functionality. Reflecting on these insights, we see that coexistence and equilibrium are fundamentally interlinked in Friston's framework. Both involve continuous interactions and adjustments to maintain functional stability. Coexistence focuses on the relationship between predictions and sensory inputs to minimize errors, while equilibrium deals with the broader concept of maintaining stability within biological systems. Together, they highlight the importance of dynamic processes in sustaining life and cognitive function, emphasizing that stability is achieved not through static states, but through continuous adaptation and correction. Reinforcement and feedback. Reinforcement in the context of Friston's theories relates to Bayesian inference, where the brain updates its beliefs or priors based on new sensory evidence to improve its predictions. Bayesian inference involves using prior knowledge to interpret new data, which in turn influences future predictions and actions. Friston explains that perception and action are inextricably intertwined through a process of active inference, which is fundamentally about optimizing predictions of sensory inputs by updating internal models. Reinforcement, therefore, is the process by which the brain strengthens its predictive accuracy through continuous updating of its priors based on the feedback it receives from the environment. Feedback, particularly active inference, involves using sensory feedback to adjust actions and minimize deviations from expected outcomes. In this process, the brain generates predictions about sensory inputs and takes actions to fulfill these predictions. When there are discrepancies or errors, sensory feedback is used to correct the actions and update the predictions. Friston describes this as a cybernetic process where the brain adjusts its internal models and actions based on prediction errors. Feedback mechanisms ensure that the organism remains aligned with its environmental demands, continuously refining its actions based on sensory information to minimize prediction errors and maintain effective functioning. The relationship between reinforcement and feedback reveals a cycle of continuous learning and adaptation. Reinforcement strengthens the brain's predictions through Bayesian updating, while feedback ensures that actions are adjusted based on sensory information to correct any discrepancies. Together, these processes form a dynamic loop where the brain is constantly learning from its environment and refining its models to maintain accuracy and efficiency. This interplay underscores the brain's adaptive capabilities and its reliance on continuous feedback to sustain effective interaction with the world. Causal and Reversion. The causal relationship in Friston's theory is embodied in the perception-action loop, where perception guides action and action influences future perceptions. Perception involves the brain's interpretation of sensory inputs to form an understanding of the environment, while action refers to the behaviors or responses generated based on these perceptions. Friston articulates this loop by stating, actions are selected to fulfill predictions, effectively sampling the world in a way that reduces uncertainty. This dynamic interaction ensures that perceptions continuously inform actions, which in turn shape future sensory experiences, creating a cycle of cause and effect. Reversion, involving error correction, ensures that perception and action are continuously aligned with reality. Error correction is the process by which the brain identifies and adjusts discrepancies between predicted and actual sensory inputs. When errors are detected, the brain updates its perceptions and actions to better align with the actual sensory data. Friston notes, error correction is a fundamental aspect of active inference, allowing organisms to adaptively respond to discrepancies between predictions and actual sensory input. This process is crucial for maintaining accurate and functional perceptions and actions, ensuring that the organism remains effectively engaged with its environment. Reflecting on causal and reversion dynamics, we see a robust feedback loop where perception and action continuously influence and correct each other. Causal relationships ensure that perceptions guide actions in a meaningful way, while reversion processes correct any errors to maintain alignment with reality. This interplay emphasizes the brain's proactive and adaptive nature, highlighting its ability to continuously learn from and adjust to its environment to maintain effective functioning. Together, they underscore the importance of dynamic interactions in sustaining accurate and adaptive behavior. Nonlinear and retrospective. Nonlinear processing in Friston's framework is related to the hierarchical nature of information processing in the brain, where information is processed at multiple levels of abstraction. Hierarchical models involve higher-level cognitive functions providing context and predictions that influence lower-level sensory processing. Friston explains, the brain employs a hierarchical generative model to predict sensory inputs, with higher levels providing contextual priors for lower levels. This hierarchical structure allows for complex, context-sensitive processing, where predictions at higher levels influence and refine the processing at lower levels, creating a nonlinear interaction across different layers of cognition. Retrospective inference involves updating models based on past experiences to refine future predictions. This process allows the brain to use historical data to adjust its generative models, ensuring that future predictions are more accurate and better aligned with reality. Friston describes this as the brain's ability to use past experiences to inform and update its generative models, ensuring more accurate future predictions. Retrospective inference ensures that the brain remains adaptive, learning from past experiences to improve its predictive capabilities and responses to new sensory inputs. The relationship between nonlinear processing and retrospective inference highlights the brain's sophisticated and adaptive information processing capabilities. Nonlinear hierarchical models enable the brain to process information at multiple levels, integrating context and details to form accurate perceptions. Retrospective inference ensures that these models are continuously refined based on past experiences, enhancing their accuracy and reliability. Together, they emphasize the importance of context, history, and hierarchical organization in the brain's ability to understand and respond to the environment, showcasing the brain's complex and adaptive nature. Inclusive and exclusive. Integration of evidence, a central theme in Friston's work, involves combining multiple sources of information to form a cohesive model. This process, known as inclusive integration, ensures that different pieces of evidence are synthesized to create a unified understanding. Friston notes, the brain integrates sensory evidence across different modalities to form coherent percepts, enabling effective decision-making. By combining various data points, the brain can form comprehensive and accurate representations of the environment, leading to more effective and adaptive responses. Segregation of errors, on the other hand, involves distinguishing between different types of errors for targeted correction. This exclusive process ensures that specific errors are addressed without affecting unrelated areas, maintaining overall system stability. Friston explains, segregating errors allows for precise and targeted corrections, preventing cascading failures that could disrupt overall system stability. This targeted approach to error correction ensures that the brain can efficiently address issues without compromising its overall functionality, highlighting the importance of precision in maintaining cognitive and perceptual stability. Reflecting on inclusive integration and exclusive segregation, we see a balance between synthesis and specificity. Inclusive processes ensure that the brain can form a cohesive understanding by integrating various sources of evidence, while exclusive processes ensure that errors are precisely addressed to maintain stability. Together, they underscore the brain's ability to balance comprehensive understanding with targeted correction, ensuring both robust perception and resilient functionality. This dual approach highlights the importance of both integration and precision in maintaining effective cognitive processes. Conjoined and bottlenecked. Conjunction of modalities involves combining different sensory inputs to form a comprehensive perception. This conjoined process ensures that the brain can integrate information from various sources to create a unified and accurate representation of the environment. Friston states, the brain's ability to integrate multimodal sensory information is crucial for forming accurate and coherent perceptual experiences. By combining inputs from different sensory modalities, the brain can enhance its perceptual accuracy and improve its overall understanding of the environment, leading to more effective interactions. Resource limitation, creating bottlenecks in processing, is represented by the concept of bottlenecked processing. This occurs when limited cognitive resources restrict the brain's capacity to process information, affecting the availability of sensory inputs and the efficiency of cognitive functions. Friston highlights resource constraints necessitate efficient processing strategies, ensuring that critical information is prioritized, while non-essential data is filtered out. Bottlenecks ensure that the brain focuses its limited resources on the most relevant information, maintaining efficiency and effectiveness despite resource limitations. The relationship between conjoined processing and bottlenecked resource limitation highlights the brain's need to balance comprehensive integration with efficient resource allocation. Conjoined processing ensures that the brain can form accurate and cohesive perceptions by integrating multimodal sensory inputs, while bottlenecked processing ensures that cognitive resources are efficiently allocated to prioritize critical information. Together, they emphasize the brain's ability to manage and optimize its processing capacities, ensuring both comprehensive understanding and efficient resource use. This balance is crucial for maintaining effective cognitive and perceptual functions in the face of resource constraints. Harmonic and dissonant. Synergy or cooperative interaction between different processes is essential for harmonious functioning. The concept of harmonic interactions illustrates how different cognitive and sensory processes work together to enhance overall functionality. Friston notes, synergy between different cognitive and sensory processes is crucial for adaptive behavior and efficient information processing. This cooperative interaction ensures that the brain operates as a cohesive and efficient system, with different processes supporting and enhancing each other to achieve optimal performance. Conflict resolution, addressing conflicting information, is represented by the concept of dissonant interactions. When conflicting inputs arise, the brain must resolve these conflicts to prevent dysfunction and maintain cognitive coherence. Friston explains, resolving conflicts between competing predictions or sensory inputs is essential for maintaining cognitive coherence and preventing maladaptive responses. Conflict resolution mechanisms ensure that the brain can effectively address and reconcile conflicting information, preserving stability and functionality despite the presence of dissonant inputs. Reflecting on harmonic synergy and dissonant conflict resolution, we see a dynamic interplay between cooperation and resolution within the brain's cognitive processes. Harmonic interactions emphasize the importance of synergy and cooperation for enhancing functionality, while dissonant interactions highlight the need for effective conflict resolution to maintain stability. Together, they underscore the brain's ability to balance cooperation and conflict resolution, ensuring both optimal performance and resilience in the face of conflicting information. This balance is crucial for maintaining effective and adaptive cognitive functions. Convergent and divergent. Convergence involves integrating various inputs to form a unified perception. This convergent process ensures that multiple sources of information are synthesized to create a coherent and comprehensive understanding of the environment. Friston states, convergent processing allows the brain to synthesize diverse sensory inputs into a coherent and comprehensive perceptual experience. By integrating different inputs, the brain can form a unified and accurate perception, enhancing its ability to respond effectively to environmental demands. Divergence, on the other hand, involves spreading information to multiple processes. This divergent process ensures that critical information is distributed across various cognitive and sensory systems, enhancing the brain's flexibility and responsiveness. Friston highlights divergent processing ensures that critical information is distributed across multiple systems, enhancing the brain's ability to respond to various demands. Divergence allows the brain to disseminate information broadly, ensuring that multiple systems are informed and capable of responding to different aspects of the environment. The relationship between convergent and divergent processing highlights the brain's ability to balance synthesis and distribution of information. Convergent processing ensures that diverse inputs are integrated into a coherent perception, while divergent processing ensures that critical information is spread across multiple systems for enhanced flexibility and responsiveness. Together, they emphasize the brain's ability to manage and optimize information processing, ensuring both comprehensive understanding and adaptive responsiveness. This balance is crucial for maintaining effective cognitive functions and adaptive behavior in dynamic environments. Combination and division. Combination of evidence involves forming hypotheses by combining different pieces of evidence. This combinatory process ensures that the brain can synthesize multiple sources of information to create robust and reliable hypotheses. Friston explains, combining evidence from multiple sources enhances the robustness and reliability of the brain's hypotheses and predictions. By integrating various pieces of evidence, the brain can form well-informed and accurate predictions, enhancing its ability to respond effectively to the environment. Partitioning of errors, on the other hand, involves dividing errors into manageable parts for targeted correction. This divisive process ensures that errors are addressed in a precise and efficient manner, preventing systemic failures. Friston states, partitioning errors into manageable components allows for targeted and effective correction, preventing systemic failures. By breaking down errors into smaller, more manageable parts, the brain can efficiently address and correct discrepancies, maintaining overall system stability and functionality. Reflecting on combination and division, we see a balance between synthesis and precision in the brain's cognitive processes. Combination of evidence ensures that the brain can form robust and reliable hypotheses by integrating multiple sources of information, while partitioning of errors ensures that discrepancies are addressed efficiently and effectively. Together, they emphasize the brain's ability to balance comprehensive understanding with targeted correction, ensuring both accurate predictions and resilient functionality. This dual approach highlights the importance of both integration and precision in maintaining effective cognitive processes. Association and disassociation. Associative learning involves linking different stimuli to form meaningful associations. This associative process ensures that the brain can connect various sensory inputs to create a coherent understanding of the environment. Friston explains, associative learning allows the brain to form meaningful connections between stimuli, enhancing its ability to predict and respond to environmental demands. By forming associations between different stimuli, the brain can enhance its predictive capabilities and improve its overall understanding of the environment. Error isolation, on the other hand, involves preventing cascading failures by isolating errors. This disassociative process ensures that errors are contained and do not spread, maintaining overall system stability. Friston highlights, isolating errors ensures that they do not cascade through the system, preserving overall stability and functionality. By isolating errors, the brain can prevent them from affecting other areas, maintaining stability and preventing widespread disruptions. The relationship between associative learning and error isolation highlights the brain's ability to balance connection and containment. Associative learning ensures that the brain can form meaningful connections between stimuli to enhance understanding and prediction, while error isolation ensures that errors are contained to prevent cascading failures. Together, they emphasize the brain's ability to manage connections and corrections, ensuring both coherent understanding and resilient functionality. This balance is crucial for maintaining effective cognitive processes and adaptive behavior. Integration and disintegration. System integration involves combining various processes into a cohesive whole. This integrative process ensures that different cognitive and sensory functions work together to create a unified and coherent representation of the environment. Friston states, integrating diverse cognitive and sensory processes ensures a unified and coherent representation of the environment, facilitating effective decision-making and behavior. By integrating various processes, the brain can enhance its overall functionality and responsiveness, creating a cohesive and adaptive system. Failure analysis, involving the identification and addressing of points of failure, represents disintegration. This process ensures that potential failures are identified and corrected to prevent systemic disruptions. Friston explains, analyzing and addressing points of failure ensures that potential issues are identified and corrected, preventing widespread disruptions. By identifying and correcting failures, the brain can maintain stability and functionality, ensuring that systemic failures do not occur. Reflecting on integration and disintegration, we see a balance between cohesion and correction within the brain's cognitive processes. System integration ensures that different functions work together to create a unified representation, while failure analysis ensures that potential issues are identified and corrected to maintain stability. Together, they emphasize the brain's ability to balance cohesion and correction, ensuring both effective functioning and resilience in the face of potential disruptions. This dual approach highlights the importance of both integration and precision in maintaining effective cognitive processes and adaptive behavior. Reflecting on the insights drawn from Friston's work, we return to the fundamental questions posed at the outset. How does the brain create and update an understanding of the world? Through processes such as predictive coding and Bayesian inference, the brain constantly refines its models based on new sensory inputs and past experiences. The intricate feedback loops of active inference and error correction continuously adjust perceptions and actions to minimize prediction errors and maintain alignment with the environment. The brain's ability to integrate evidence from multiple sources while segregating and correcting errors ensures both robust understanding and precise adaptation. In conclusion, Karl Friston's theories offer a comprehensive and dynamic framework for understanding the brain's remarkable capacity to learn, adapt, and maintain stability. By exploring the interplay of coexistence, equilibrium, reinforcement, feedback, and other key processes, we gain valuable insights into the continuous and adaptive nature of human cognition. These insights not only enhance our theoretical understanding, but also have practical implications for fields ranging from neuroscience to artificial intelligence, ultimately deepening our appreciation of the complex and adaptive nature of the human brain.